Hey everyone, it's Annie Rubin again to bring you another video, something related to nutrition and autoimmune diseases. So today I'm taking a little bit of a detour to talk about intuitive eating. So intuitive eating teaches us to really throw food restrictions out the window and give yourself permission to eat everything. But what happens if you have food allergies, sensitivities, or intolerances? Is it still possible to be an intuitive eater within this restrictive framework? I think it is. So today I'm breaking down how food restrictions can help you become an intuitive eater and why doing an elimination diet can still help you follow the principles of intuitive eating. So before I jump in, I just need to attach a disclaimer to this video that the information in today's talk is not a substitute for the diagnosis, treatment, or care of disease by a medical provider. This is for informational purposes only. So please consult your qualified health professional for any changes to your medical care. Okay, so let's talk about food restrictions and intuitive eating. So if you don't know what intuitive eating is, intuitive eating and its principles are based on three core characteristics. 1, eat for physical reasons, not emotional reasons. 2, rely on your own hunger and satiety cues. And 3, give yourself unconditional permission to eat. That includes what, when, and how much. So this last core value is where many people may argue that avoiding certain foods for health reasons is not within the intuitive eating framework. However, many people with autoimmune diseases and digestive issues are sensitive to certain foods. So avoiding these foods help manage symptoms and can reduce inflammation. But since they are avoiding these foods, these are technically food restrictions, and so they may create, or they can create, so-called food rules. So I believe that there is some gray area around the all food fits approach. Because if you are intuitively eating and paying attention, you start to recognize how foods make you feel. So next I want to talk about elimination diets, because there's a lot of misconceptions that elimination diets are really restrictive and it's just another diet. But I'm here to tell you that, I think elimination diets can actually help you be a better intuitive eater. So let me repeat that again. Elimination diets can actually help you be a better intuitive eater. Yes, and I said diet and intuitive eating in the same sentence. So think about this. Elimination diets are designed to help my clients heal from inflammatory and trigger foods. Removing these trigger foods helps brain fog disappear. It helps to minimize bloating and bowel irregularities like constipation and diarrhea. And by removing food triggers, you may also relieve joint pain and fatigue. So once these foods are removed and the immune system and the digestive system have a chance to calm down, most people find they are better able to recognize trigger foods. So they become more in tune with their own bodies and they notice how foods make them feel. Therefore, they're becoming a bit more intuitive with their eating. So discovering food triggers can be life-saving for my clients. However, they still have a choice and they still have a decision to make about what they eat. So now they just have another data point to consider when choosing certain foods. So for instance, let's say you found out that tomatoes trigger brain fog and make you super tired, but you are really craving a bowl of spaghetti with meatballs. So by allowing yourself to eat that spaghetti, despite you knowing how it's going to make you feel, is really your choice. It's not a bad choice. It's simply a choice you made because you were honoring what you wanted at that time, despite the consequences that you may feel afterwards. So here are some tips on how to eat intuitively with food restrictions. So first, honor your hunger and fullness. One of the most basic principles of intuitive eating is still totally possible when you live with food sensitivities or intolerances. Hunger is a basic need and a signal to your body that it needs energy. So if you're eating when you're hungry and you're stopping when you're full, it helps you tune into your body and helps you improve your relationship with food. Second, find alternatives to satisfy your cravings. So many of my autoimmune clients cannot tolerate gluten or dairy. However, there are so many fantastic alternatives for many of these products that can help you avoid eating your trigger foods, but yet satisfy a craving that you may have for them. So I stock my pantry and freezer with plenty of goodies to keep me satisfied for when I have those donut or cookie cravings without triggering my bloating or joint pain. Third, focus on foods you can eat. So rather than wallowing in the loss of your trigger foods, think about the many foods that you can eat that are still nourishing your body. Having a positive mindset can also help reduce stress and improve your autoimmune symptoms. And the last one, learn how to manage your emotions without food. So again, another very basic principle of intuitive eating is to separate your emotions from food. So many autoimmune disorders usually come with a host of emotions, right? Because you get diagnosed with a chronic disease, you don't feel good, you're tired. So many of my clients turn to food for comfort. While this is fine to do every once in a while, it's really important to investigate if your emotions are dictating your eating habits. So one way to start working on this is to use a hunger and emotion journal. Each time you eat, notice if you're eating for hunger or for another reason. And if it's an emotional reason, try to find another way to deal with those feelings without using food. I know for me personally, I am a total stress eater. I tend to eat when I'm stressed or when I'm bored. And so I actually have to really tune in to myself to stop doing that and recognize that I am eating and I'm not eating when I'm hungry. So just because you have food restrictions does not mean that intuitive eating is out of reach. Being an intuitive eater means that you're listening to your body, you're honoring your hunger and fullness, and eating in a way that makes you feel good. So for those of you who need help with intuitive eating or discovering your food sensitivities, please contact me to set up a free discovery call. Also, if you like the video and what you saw here, please hit the subscribe button to watch more of my content. You can also follow me on Instagram at The Autoimmune Dietitian or Facebook at Annie Rubin Nutrition or my website, AnnieRubin.com. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and stay tuned for another interesting video about food and inflammation and autoimmune diseases and how they all are connected. Thanks.